Now we're going to get across to some more breaking updates. An activist of the All India Students Association has been accused of sexually harassing a woman inside the Jawaharlal Nehru University campus. Now, the date of the incident was not mentioned in the statement, but AISA said that the complaint has been forwarded to its Gender Sensitization Committee Against Sexual Harassment for inquiry. An activist in question has been asked not to participate in organization activities as well. Now, ABVP too hit back, saying that the organization condemns misogynist and patriarchal attitude of AISA and entire communist cabal and extend complete solidarity to all survivors. My colleague Sumi is joining us on the broadcast with more details. Sumi, take us through these complaints that have been made, the contents of this complaint, the allegations that are coming to light, and also the statements that are now being made by the ABVP.
Yes, absolutely. In the latest development that we are learning has come from the Jawaharlal Nehru University. And in fact, the AISA activist has been accused of sexually harassing a woman who belonged to northeast part of the country. And in fact, he had a sexual misconduct, and in fact, she had to face sexual harassment because of that. And he inappropriately touched her, and without her consent, he also groped her and continued with his disgraceful act. And that is what the woman has come out and spoken about it, about the entire embarrassing incident that has happened with her. And in fact, now ABVP has also come in support of the woman and is accusing AISA of being irresponsible when it comes to women. And also, ABVP has clearly said that enough is enough and they won't take any such incidents anymore. As you correctly pointed out, an inquiry has also been put in place and further details will certainly come out.
Sumi, hold on. Sumi, stay on with us. Rohit Kumar, ABVP JNU president, is also joining us on the broadcast. Rohit, if I could come to you. This complaint that has been filed against this activist, could you tell us more and really what the investigation is taking place with respect to this sexual harassment?
Yes, and good morning to all your audiences. First of all, there are two separate incidents. I mean, both of them left activists are involved. And this is their history. They have been doing this blatantly in the campus. One is the case of harassment against a Northeast student. Another is the case from School Center for Political Science. And in both the cases, the left activists, they try to peer pressure the survivor, and they try to put her under pressure so that complaint could not be filed. In one case, the JNU last year, ex-president Aishi Ghosh, he personally harassed the survivors. He asked her to not complain to the ICC. I mean, the ICC is a gender committee which looks into sexual harassment cases, and it was formed on the directions of Supreme Court. Now you see, they are asking them to file a complaint in the GS case, which is non-existent. All these tactics are just to protect their activists from these kinds of sexual abuse. In the other case, the girl student from Northeast, she was harassed, and later on the activist who is from MSCI, earlier he was from AISA, he started slut-shaming her, he started harassing her, he started sending her inappropriate messages and threatening calls. These all things have been happening in campus since the last 3 to 4 days, and we are the complainants.
But Rohit, has there been cognizance taken of this? If you are saying very clearly that there are messages and there are, there was pressure that was being created, has there been any cognizance that has been taken by the college authorities?
Yes, this I cannot say because they have recently filed the case. First of all, the main thing is that they were being stopped from filing the case itself. And this is the hypocrisy of the left. They champion to be feminist. They claim to be the champions of women's rights. And when it comes to their own organization, try to shield the harassers. And this was happening since 3 to 4 days. It has come into light recently. They are concerned women of JNU. Many students have written issued some pamphlets. They have written it clearly. They have taken names of these activists like Aishi Ghosh and even Swati Singh from DSF.
All right, Rohit, stay on with us. Brinda Arike also joins us on the broadcast. Brinda, if I could come to you, we are seeing this systematic pressurization that is being created on the victims and survivors of sexual assault inside of the JNU. 2 such incidents apparently have come out from JNU itself. Your thoughts on this, and also no cognizance as of now being taken?
JNU is supposedly a very prestigious institution that also supposedly follows all the rules and laws. How is it that they are trying to suppress the victim survivor's statement and complaint? This is absolutely a huge atrocity and a human rights violation by the institution. So who is going to pull up this institution? If the women over there are not safe, especially women belonging to a minority ethnicity and are students of that college and have made a written complaint, why are the college administration and authority trying to silence these women? What right then do they have as an educational institution to preach to others? This is unacceptable. I do hope that the lawyers over there who are fighting on behalf of the victim survivor take this matter up seriously, and more than that, the police take the matter up seriously. Let the police not be cowed down by the institution.
Well, absolutely, Brinda. But what can be done when there is a systematic, that has been established for pressurizing the survivors, for making sure that these things do not go out of the campus, that complaints are not registered? Because we just now heard the JNU president also stating, ABVP president stating that, there are several such incidents and this is just now coming up.
I think now the state has to step in, because if the state doesn't step in now, who else will? The state must ensure that all its citizens, irrespective of in which institution they are, must be protected. And if the institution is going to be behaving in this high-handed fashion, it is important for the state to step in and ensure and give that confidence to the victim survivors that the systematic silencing of victim survivors of sexual assault and abuse inside the JNU campus will not be tolerated by anybody.
I want to quickly take one last question with you as well, Brinda. But what can be done about the sensitization? Is there a problem that is happening systematically, and what can be done to make sure that this is something that does not happen futuristically as well?
First and foremost, the fact that it is happening systematically is a shame to an institution of that nature. And now it is not only a shame, it is a crime by the institution. So I hope the education minister steps in, and the local SP or DC.
And Brinda, stay on with us. We have gotten a statement as well that the AISA in fact has released and stated that they have taken cognizance of this entire issue, and the accused in fact has been shunted out, is something that they have stated. He's been asked not to take part in any of the organization activities, is something that we're learning. Sumi, my colleague, also continues to stay on with us. Sumi, tell us more about this statement that has now been sent out by the AISA stating that the accused has been shunted out. And also, is that enough? Sumi, if you can hear me, talk to us about the statement that has just now been released. The AISA stating that the accused has been shunted out, but tell us about the details of the statement as well.
Yes, absolutely. The statement that has been given in the complaint has clearly mentioned the entire act that had happened with the complainant. And in fact, the AISA people, the AISA General Secretary Madhurima Kundu has also come out in support, in solidarity of the victim, and she has assured her of justice. However, the entire act, the way it has happened, there are also these incidents that are getting reported that she has been receiving various sorts of threatening messages from her classmates to take back her complaint and not to go ahead with the complaint as well. And in fact, these people are trying to hatch an idea into her mind that there are several ways she can be, threatened, and there are several ways the complaint can be taken back, and they are also threatening her with all sorts of messages that are very, very explosive in nature. And these messages are coming from AISA. So one side, they are assuring her of justice. However, on the other side, there are these messages that are coming through a web of series, through a web of messages, through various classmates of hers. So yes, the JNU has taken cognizance of the entire incident, but they have refused to release a statement on that and to divulge more details about the incident. But an inquiry has also been put in place where justice has been assured to the complainant, and in fact the inquiry will also reveal and get to the bottom of the entire incident. In that statement, when that incident actually happened, the date and the time of the incident is not mentioned. However, what the ABVP has been claiming, that the AISA activist has been accused of sexual harassment before as well, and in fact he had targeted that woman, he had targeted the victim a long time ago, and this is a result of all those incidents, an amalgamation of all those incidents, and the victim has finally spoken out, and ABVP has also come out in solidarity, and they have come out with a strong statement saying enough is enough, and now JNU really needs to get its act together and act against the AISA activist who has been accused of sexual harassment.
Well, that's right, Sumi. Stay on with us. Brinda, if you can hear me and if I could come to you, we are learning that the AISA had stated that they're shunting out the accused, they're shunting out the person who was accused of this kind of a sexual misconduct.
That is not enough. What is that AISA talking about? It is a knee-jerk reaction, and it is very condescending to the victim survivor, telling that he is not participating in anything, and so they have not taken cognizance. They have only taken notice of the incident. Cognizance means you help the victim survivor to ensure that a criminal case is filed on the assaulter, on the perpetrator, and ensure that rule of law is set into motion, and not send any kind of threatening messages in whichever way, trying to say that, we will sort it out amicably or compromise. This is an abuse, a crime, sexual assault. There is no compromise over here. The rule of law must prevail. So AISA needs to tell itself that they will help the victim to help file the case, register it, and ensure that it comes to a logical conclusion vis-a-vis our laws.
Well, that's right, Brinda.